Okay, I don't know how we got here. Today is the 1 year anniversary of my time creating content on TikTok, which is absolutely crazy to think about because it started off as just something, I was doing to just fill up the creative void that was missing in my life, and it's turned into something absolutely colossal in my existence. Without further ado, let's kind of go on the timeline of Fluffieduffie. All right, so starting off with my first video, a little bit of intro so you can kind of understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. My first inclination of what I was going to do for TikTok was going to be movie reviews, and the only movies I could think about reviewing would be the ones I would have on Blu-ray. So at the time, I think I only had 15, maybe 20 Blu-rays, and I just went through in alphabetical order and I just started reviewing them. So this first one is my first video ever that I actually kind of put time into. I put, every kid makes TikToks. They're just not good. But this was the first one that kind of really cemented my time in the film talk community, if you will. So why don't we give it a look?
Hello, welcome to my Blu-ray series, where I rank all the movies I deem worthy of owning on Blu-ray.
It's so scripted.
Scale. I'll be reviewing all these movies from A to Z, starting with 21 Jump Street.
That audio there.
This action comedy based on a cheesy 80s TV show is incredible. Starring Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum, the two's chemistry work as one of the best comedy duos of the 21st century.
Long beats for music? Okay, Harlan.
Two as cops going undercover in high school to stop the spread of this new psychedelic drug. Featuring all types of humor, this comedy is sure to have all types of audiences.
That's very true.
With 0 of the jokes falling flat and standing at an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, I give this movie a 9 out of 10.
I still agree with that. 9 out of 10.
This movie is available to stream on Starz and available to rent on Amazon Prime.
Now it's on Netflix, so. And then I put it back because that was the idea that I was just going to go back and forth. So that wasn't very good for me now because making a video, there's so many things that go into it. But it's so interesting to see, where I started out. And really, for a while, it was just that. For a couple days, I was just doing movie reviews. And that was the plan, was that that's what I was going to do. And then I was suggested at the time to do fun facts. So with my Bruce Almighty review, I made the first ever fun fact video. And here's a little bit of information. It didn't do well. It was really bad. So we're going to watch it now. And you'll see what exactly I mean by it was bad.
Welcome to Blu-ray Fun Facts. Today's movie is Bruce Almighty. So let's get started.
What H I have down there?
Almighty, Jim Carrey was slated to star as Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise.
I'm speaking so slow.
Instead went for the role of Bruce Nolan.
It's like I just got out of bed.
Created in 2004,
angle.
A third of the budget of Bruce Almighty was set to go to Jim Carrey, with the overall budget of the movie being $80 million and Carrey's cut being $25 million. However, it all worked out in the end, for this film remains as Jim Carrey's most successful film financially and raked in over $484 million in the box office, which was unheard of at the time. Hijinks around the set of Bruce Almighty was minimal. However, it's said that Jim Carrey saved a couple film members' lives by, on a windy day, shouting for them to move as a tree branch was about to fall on them. Although technically a sequel to this film has already been made, that being Evan Almighty, a sequel with Carrey was supposedly in production in 2012, but we've heard nothing since. Okay, so that video was kind of boring. It's so interesting to see where I started, because now I try to make my videos as energetic and happy and upbeat as possible. Fact for fact, quip. But this one, you could just tell I was reading off a script, and I didn't know what I was saying. I didn't have the confidence in my voice. My skin looked mighty fine, though. Very different setup to what I have now. We still got the skeleton posters in the background, which no purpose behind these. It's just the sheets I had a plenty amount of, so that just kind of has become my backdrop. So that video didn't do well because it bores you. And then I did that for a couple more times, just giving fun facts and review days. That's just what I did. I didn't find a lot of success until one fateful day, The Hangover. So let's get this started. Welcome to Daily Movie Facts. Today's movie is The Hangover, so let's get
With the
started.
cute music.
Before this movie, Zach Galifianakis was not a household name, so obviously he wasn't the first choice for Alan. The role was originally offered to people such as Jack Black, Jake Gyllenhaal, Jonah Hill.
You could
and
automatically
Thomas
tell him
Hayden
this.
Church,
I'm faster
all
and more
before
energetic.
Galifianakis was in the running. Another role who almost had a different actor was the role of Jade, who
Also
was
have the
almost
hat.
played by Lindsay Lohan. However, she turned down the role, expecting the movie to be a bomb.
Yikes.
Now, going to someone who was
Little bit of
cast,
personality
Ed
in
Helms
there.
was almost perfect for the role in the same way Jim Carrey was. For Ed Helms already had a missing tooth before the shooting of the film, making him perfect. And for the last little casting fact, the baby who plays Carlos was actually played by 3 different sets of twins, making it 6 different babies in total. And finally, not only did Todd Phillips get Mike Tyson to do The Hangover over shots in a Las Vegas club, but Mike Tyson was actually high on cocaine during the entire shooting of The Hangover.
Alright, so that video is really interesting because, well, you could tell I was more energetic. I was getting into my voice. There was quips in there. It was high energy. There were some really interesting facts. And I have the hat, which gives them more of like a, I don't know, that, did I have the hat in my first video? I don't know. But that was my first viral video, if you will. That was, really, that was my first, that was what cemented me as like, I'm going to be doing this for a while. Like, it has right now close to 400,000 views, and they got like 100,000 in one day or something like that, and it was absolutely insane. I had literally like none of my videos before that had hit like 10K, and that one just blew up. You know, as somebody who has been making videos on the internet for half of his life, to have that was just literally monumental. I've had the thrill that brings you after trying for so long to have some bit of success was earth-shattering. Okay, so the next video, this one, was the first recommended movie facts I did. So I had just been doing movie facts about my Blu-rays, A through Z. And then somebody recommended me to do something, and I was just like, sure, why not? You know, just do a recommended movie fact. What's the worst that could happen? And the video got 1 million views.
Recommended movie facts.
Recommended movie facts.
Grown-ups. Chris Farley was
Grown-ups.
actually set to play the role that Kevin James would eventually. However, the death of Chris Farley in 1997 halted the film a whole decade. But nevertheless, the movie was a success. And because of the movie's success, Adam Sandler bought every single one of
Different
his
camera
toys
angle
of a
here.
brand new Maserati. The shooting of the film was actually pretty brutal. CGI sunshine actually had to be put in the movie because the weather was so cold and wet. However, Adam Sandler didn't stop that from having his actors being treated right. At the beginning of the production, Sandler had water bottles issued out to every member of the cast and crew to cut down on plastic water bottle usage. And the studio actually had to recast Selma Hayek, for they wanted somebody who was a little bit less ethnic. But Adam
Okay,
Sandler...
so you get the idea. This is the first video. Like, this one has 300,000 likes and was more viral. Like, this was like, it had 1 million views, and that was, I never even dreamed of that happening, especially for grown-ups. Like, what? So then that really catapulted me more into doing more, you know, recommended facts. I still don't do movies that I haven't seen. If I haven't seen it, I don't talk about it because I can tell it's fake. You know, like, it doesn't seem genuine for me. What I really want to get to now is announcement of the podcast. Oh, you know what? No, first, what we're going to talk about, this was a big thing for me because it was the first time I worked with a company. So let's watch this video. Oh, hey there. Oh my god.
You like my gear? You like my swag? Well, I am glad you asked. Because this stuff is actually incredible. All this stuff is from Miniso, and this hat is fantastic. I have a pretty gigantic head, and it actually fits me great, which I'll tell you what is rare for hats. And not only does this backpack look cool, but it's
I still use that
super
backpack to this day.
practical and well made. And also, let's just be real, this Santa's glove is awesome, and it has an opposable thumb. This stuff is incredible, and if you want to check it out for yourself, head over to Miniso's website. They have a bunch of Marvel stuff. The link is in my bio. And when you check out, make sure to use discount Fluffie for a 5% discount. That is Fluffie, F-L-U-F-F-I-E. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll get back to make 6
You know, I still think that adds not too bad. I still use most of the stuff they gave me because I don't like to buy things. So if you give me something free, I'm definitely going to use it. Yeah, that was like huge for me.
All right, guys, I have a big announcement.
Big announcement.
So me and my good friend Dean's Beans are starting a podcast, and our podcast is called HG Movie Talk. He took my background for his video, so I thought it would just be fitting. Each week, we're going to switch off from series to series, those series being, number 1 is the Silver Linings. This is where we take a bad movie, talk about the bad, talk about the good, and then try to make a better movie from the terrible movie. This is going to be the first episode, technically, of our podcast. And at number 2, we have Guests Bests, where we take on a guest from TikTok or YouTube or whatever. They bring in their favorite movie, and we talk about it. And at number 3 is News in Reviews, where we take all the news and reviews that we've had over the past 3 weeks and we smush it into a 1-hour compressed format. The link is in my bio, episode 0 up now.
So if you can't tell from that, I am automatically, like, even through that, you can tell I'm more comfortable with myself, just, like, talking to the camera. But that, like, the podcast, we're still doing it up now. It's so much fun. Before I got in contact with Dean, like, I loved his videos. I really wanted to be able to be, like, mutuals with him. That was my goal, because I loved his videos. And then he did, and then we went live, and then he was like, I think we should start a podcast. And I was kind of thinking that to myself, but I didn't want to say anything because I was too shy. And when he said that, I was like, oh my god, we totally should do a podcast. You know, 2 white dudes talking about a podcast. But it's still so much fun. The podcast has definitely evolved into something better. It's so interesting to see, like, what we looked like and how we talked and what our content is now. So yeah, that was definitely a big step in just, like, kind of the approach to content creation, I think, is the podcast. I hit 100K, I made that video, but that video wasn't too spectacular, so we're just going to move on from that. Kept on doing reviews, and then every day I did fun facts. That's what I do, daily fun facts. And then I started Unreleased. I spelled that caption wrong. Unreleased, where I talked about different unreleased movies and why and how they came to be. You know, scrolling through, you know, you have some popular ones, some unpopular. It kind of ranges through. And then we kind of just get to, yeah, here we are. We get to my Sydney Sweeney video, which is at 5.9 million views. Which is crazy. That is my most successful video for sure. I'm just going to show it here as I'm talking. What's really fascinating is it's been a slow growth, definitely. Like my averages, likes, viewers. But honestly, the coolest part about this entire experience, there's lots of cool parts, but definitely the most interesting part of it all is you guys and being able to play Fortnite with other creators and bring them on the podcast, talk movies, be known as a movie guy, do things where I get to, you know, maybe talk about a movie and get a free Blu-ray. You know, like, things like that is only things I dreamed of being able to do as a little kid. And the fact that I'm able to do that now and, you know, be able to just consistently do it and have support from everybody is so cool. So to those people who have stuck around with me since the beginning, thank you. And those who maybe found me from this video, why not? Subscribe, follow, do all the things, please. It honestly means the world, and I can't wait to create more. I definitely, I think, because, like, if you look at my channel, like, I've been doing other things, like, unreleased, you know, part series. I definitely want to branch out more than fun facts about movies, because guess what? I can only go through so many movies until I am all out. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching this video to its entirety, if you're still here. Yeah, and that's all for today. Stay tuned for more.